What's up, Guns N' Roses fans? My name's Jeff Furra. I'm the Senior Director of Product Development at Universal Music Enterprises. I'm the producer of the Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction Locked and Loaded box set. Included with this box set is 73 tracks, 49 of which are previously unreleased. All of the audio that's included in this box set is directly from first generation analog masters, where we've transferred everything to 192 kilohertz high definition 24-bit audio and mastered directly from those digital files so we can make sure everything was absolutely pristine and free of any ticks, pops, or blemishes whatsoever that analog tape can sometimes offer. What we have here is a 12-inch by 12-inch solid wood cabinet that's all wrapped in faux leather. The faux leather is all intricately embossed with unique design elements, all stemming from the original album design. Each panel, the top two sides and the back and the center circle, have unique graphics embossed into the leather, all coming from the various forms of the album art. On the sides you have the Night Train robot and you have the Metal Avenger, and on the back side it says Guns N' Roses was here. On the front of the box, what we have is a 3D cross. This was hand sculpted out of clay. Each one is polyresin cast and hand painted to give you this immaculate, really amazing design work that we are extremely excited to show the fans about. Every little detail from the original album, from the cigarettes to Duff's personal earring, is all purposely included into the cross. To open up the box, you open the doors as such to reveal the inside of the box. The first item that we're going to showcase for you today is the faux leather wrapped slipcase. The imagery that you see is all embossed into the leather itself, which showcases the classic cross logo along with the 5 skull faces of the band members. On the back side, as you'll see the classic Guns N' Roses logo. Included inside the slipcase is a 96-page book wrapped in the faux leather treatment, embossed with Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction, as well as the classic Guns N' Roses logo. So opening the 96-page book, you're going to discover a wealth of imagery, photos from Axl Rose's personal archive, professionally shot photos by Ross Halfin and Al Saib of the Los Angeles Times. You're going to see incredible letterhead documents from Geffen Records, as well as vintage pins, buttons, and stickers, flyers that the band used to hang up on Sunset Boulevard to advertise their upcoming shows. We've even got the first 4 fan club letters that were sent out to the fans, which included tickets to their shows at the Troubadour. And it's just an absolute wealth of the history of this album and how this band basically came from the Sunset Strip and then eventually dominated the world's music scene. Towards the back of the book is where you're going to discover the 4 CDs and 1 Blu-ray audio disc. CD 1 is the original album remastered for the first time ever in the history of the album. CD 2 is a compilation of all the various B-sides and EPs that were released before and after the album. CDs 3 and 4 are the real gems of this particular collection. This includes 25 unreleased recordings from their Sound City session that they did with Manny Charlton when they were trying him out as a potential producer for the project. It also includes 2 additional bonus tracks that were recorded by Mike Klink. The first one being Shadow of Your Love, which is out there as a single right now. And the last one is Move to the City, the 1988 acoustic version, which was recorded during the time that the band was recording GNR Lies. And it's an outtake upon which that no one even knew was recorded, and it's included here for its first time ever. On this last disc is the Blu-ray audio disc. What we've done is taken the entire album, all of the multi-tracks, and remixed the album in discrete 5.1 surround sound, as well as several bonus tracks. And those songs that had music videos with them, we've taken the 5.1 surround mix and resynced it to the music videos so you can enjoy a wealth of content that makes up the Blu-ray audio disc. So the next item in the slipcase is this envelope filled with a bunch of bonus material. What we've done here is we've captured an LAPD case file and mocked it up as if the band was arrested at some point in time. Opening up the envelope, you're going to discover 3 vintage classic replica ticket stubs, a replica flyer that Slash personally drew, which was an invitation to the fans for them to attend their very first music video shoot for Welcome to the Jungle. We have 6 temporary tattoos, replicas of the band members' actual tattoos. We have 5 incredible headshots of each band member shot by Rouse Halfin. And then what we have here is a postcard with a brief recap as to how the band met Robert Williams and came to an agreement to feature his painting, which was titled Appetite for Destruction. That was the original cover, which many of you know was then pulled due to the fact that retail wouldn't carry it. One of the bonus elements here is a lithograph of this painting. So then the last element in this envelope is an incredible wall poster shot by Ross Halfin. So when their album originally came out on vinyl, it was on a 1 LP. The sides, instead of the traditional music industry sides A and B or sides 1 and 2, were coined as sides G and R. The first 6 songs, which were on the G side, which is affectionately called the gun side, were songs about drugs, drinking, and hard life in the city. The last 6 songs, which were on the R side, known as the Roses side, were songs about sex, love, and relationships. So with the original album, the run times were right around 26 and 27 minutes long, which doesn't make for an audiophile friendly playback. So we talked to the band about the idea of expanding it to 2 LPs, and they were open to the idea. So in doing so, we kind of eliminate the original concept of the sides G and R. So what we did was we hired an illustrator to create a unique illustration for each song on the album. And in order to bring us back to the G and R concept, we've included 2 envelopes. One is the Guns envelope, and the second is the Roses envelope. The Guns envelope includes the first 6 lithos. These lithographs include Welcome to the Jungle, It's So Easy, Night Train, Out to Get Me, Mr. Brownstone, and Paradise City. In the Roses envelope includes the final 6 songs on the album, which features Think About You, My Michelle, Sweet Child of Mine, You're Crazy, Anything Goes, and Rocket Queen. The third envelope in the box contains exclusive items that you can only receive when you get the box. First being the certificate of authenticity, which includes your personal number box that you get out of the 10,000 worldwide that are being sold. The next items are replica flyers that the band used to hang on telephone poles around town to try and draw fans into seeing their shows. The next item is a custom turntable cloth featuring the Metal Avenger from the Robert Williams painting. And the last item is the second wall poster featured in the set. This is the image by Al Saib of the Los Angeles Times. So the next thing I want to show you in the box are the 7 inches that are exclusive to the box. Each 7-inch is pressed on yellow vinyl to mimic the Bullet logo, which comes from the design of the center label. What we have here are 6 replica singles that were originally released. The first being It's So Easy. Second being Welcome to the Jungle. The third being Sweet Child O' Mine. The fourth being Paradise City. The fifth from the GNR Lies EP for Patience. And the 6th replica single is for Night Train. The 7th single is a brand new 7-inch for the band's new single, Shadow of Your Love, with the B-side, Move to the City 1988 acoustic version. So next in the box, I want to discuss the 12-inch vinyl. So here we have the original album, as we noted earlier, remastered for vinyl, expanded to 2 LPs. What's really impressive with the packaging here is this is a limited edition slipcase. That's a plastic slipcase that uses a fairly new foil-backed printing process that allows us to get this incredible glimmer from the original album art. The other great aspect to this slipcase is that it allowed us to use the original album art that retailers like. So then when you slide that off, we then got to take the gatefold jacket and bring it back to the original Robert Williams painting. Here we have on the inner gatefold is the 3rd Al Saib photo from the Los Angeles Times. And I think a really important element to note about this collection is that they were cut directly from the 192 kilohertz 24-bit high definition audio to offer fans the absolute most optimum audiophile vinyl playback experience. The other elements included with the original album vinyl are 2 inserts which feature unique photos from Ross Halfin, complete with lyrics included on the back side of each one. We expanded the album to 2 LPs, and in doing so, it gave us an opportunity to try something fairly new and fairly unique, and that is a process that's called hologram. So for the first time ever, what we've done is by having an entire blank side of music, we were able to create a hologram that in essence, with the right light, allows us the opportunity to create a hologram of the band's logo. The hologram is in essence a series of scratches that are strategically placed so that when a concentrated light form like that of the light from your LED of your smartphone refracts off of the scratches, and it creates this hologram of the band's logo. The remaining 12 inches are exclusive to the box. This first 12-inch is a reissue of the Live Like a Suicide EP. While we were looking through the tapes, we discovered that an even earlier version of Shadow of Your Love was recorded and on the actual tape with the rest of the songs on this EP. That version of Shadow of Your Love was released as a B-side for the Live and Let Die single, but to be completist, we decided to include it here in addition to the rest of the songs that were originally on the EP. The next 12-inch vinyl disc is the remaining tracks that make up the B-sides and EPs. And the last 12-inch vinyl is a 3 LP set that basically encompasses all of the Manny Charlton songs as well as the 2 Mike Klink outtakes. The album art that you're seeing here is all imagery from the original tapes that we discovered in our vault. So one of the fun things about developing this box is once we conceptualized this particular design, we realized that we had all these drawers here that we needed to fill with a bunch of fun stuff. So upon searching around, we wanted to find some unique items that aren't typically offered in box sets of this nature. In this top drawer, what we went out and found was an artisan who specializes in creating custom rings. And so what we had him do was create a unique ring for each band member's skull face. Then this bottom item is a 2-inch metal stamped collectible coin that's been chromed out. On the front side is the classic cross logo. And on the back side is the Night Train robot. In the second drawer, this features the USB. This USB is a handcrafted metal USB that on the USB includes the 192 kilohertz 24-bit digital audio file of all audio tracks on the album, the 96 kilohertz 24-bit digital audio files, and CD quality audio files. This last item in the box is a 7-inch adapter. All 7 inches feature the large center hole. This adapter allows you to play it on any turntable. In this next drawer, we've included 5 lapel pins, which were essentially taken from the rings, where we've cut the ring portion off and remolded them to include the pin portion. In the fourth drawer, this drawer features some metal custom guitar picks. Each band member's skull face has been stamped on one side, and on the opposite side, their respective signature. In this next drawer, what we've included are some old school iron-on patches and some classic logo buttons. This one particular button is the first button that the band ever made for the fans. A button of the classic cross cover. The Night Train robot. The classic bullet logo. And just a good old-fashioned Guns N' Roses logo. The iron-on patches feature the old school logo, the original logo. Just the good old-fashioned Guns N' Roses call out. The bullet logo, die cut. A Night Train patch. And a nice big cross logo. In this final drawer, what we've included are 3 really cool items. This first item is a microfiber vinyl cleaning cloth, which features the Mr. Mini-Mite. This is the little toy robot that the lady in the Robert Williams painting is selling. This next item is an exclusive bandana, complete with silver metallic ink. And this last item is a replica of the banner that the band originally hung behind them in their 85-86 club days. And there you have it, the ultimate effing box. Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction, locked and loaded.